My name is Dave Olive. I'm Director of Community Programming here at Tampa Cable, and I'm very proud to be a part of this first night's live programming. With me here on the panel here is, to my right, Bob Seepy, who's the Cable Administrator for the City of Tampa. He has a doctorate in communications, among other wonderful things, and is a very important part of how Tampa looks at cable television. Sitting next to Bob is the Vice President General Manager of Tampa Cable, Bob Heidi, and you see both of them there. Bob has been involved in cable television for quite a while, and we will get some insight from him in a little bit concerning the complexities of building a cable system in a metropolitan area, a rapidly growing metropolitan area like Tampa. On my left, we have a community producer who actually makes use of some of the access provisions here to produce television programming and put that programming out over the system. This is Mitch Jacobson, and Mitch is a citizen here in Tampa. And good evening to all of you guys here. I'd like to first go to Bob Seepy, the cable administrator of the city, and talk with him a little bit about how cable came to be here in Tampa. Bob?
Oh, about 1980, the city fathers believed that it was time to have cable television in the city of Tampa. And there was a much spirited movement, and consultants were brought in, and as a consequence, a request for bid and a proposal package was assembled, and this was distributed throughout the cable television industry. That precipitated approximately 6, 7, perhaps as many as 10 different responses, of which about half of those went through with the franchising process, which was very competitive. Required substantial documentation regarding the kind of system that would be installed, the technology that would be involved in that type of thing. And these were evaluated by a citizens committee that was appointed by the mayor, and also had members of the senior staff participate. As a result of that process, the franchise was awarded to Tampa Cable, which is a subsidiary of the Tribune Company, in December of 1982. Just before the new year. I understand, Bob, that you fellows signed the appropriate documents and toasted it with champagne and that type of thing, and proceeded onward to begin the construction process in Tampa. This entailed the building of this particular facility, a head-end facility, and much planning. And as a consequence of that, it led to the development of the Access Center, and this particular brochure was put together. It is a community access television brochure, and this was put together by another committee that was appointed by the mayor. And that is the Cable Advisory Committee. It is a 13-member committee, and it acts to pretty much express the feelings of the community to my particular office and to City Council, and advises my office on many matters related to cable. And the brochure is all-encompassing. What it does is it pretty much establishes the policies under which this particular facility operates. And it assures the citizens an opportunity to participate, and perhaps is one of the few remaining places in the world where an individual can walk in and present their particular view, undistorted, and the way they would like to see it. It functions pretty much similarly to the editorial page of the newspaper, except that this is a video medium and can reach many thousands of people.
So what we've seen is a lengthy selection process that was undertaken by city staff and also citizens in the community in advising what would be the best cable system to come with here in Tampa. Let's get into the policies there. What is community access television? You mentioned that someone can walk in here and produce something.
That's true, and as the individual, motivated individual, has an opportunity, if they have an idea for a program, to come in, receive the appropriate kind of training so that they could utilize this particular equipment that Tampa Cable provides, develop an idea through a presentation and format, and eventually convert that into a video production, and then that particular production airs over the cable television system.
And how much does that cost?
As my understanding, it costs the individual in the community not 1 cent.
That's amazing.
And that's why I say it's perhaps one of the few remaining places where First Amendment rights are available to citizens.
So what is happening, at least in one aspect of community access television, is the ability to put a program out over the air has been regulated away from just the broadcasters and more towards the general public.
That's true. This is more of a grassroots type approach. I believe that it is more reachable by the individual citizen in the community. It's easier to approach this particular facility as opposed to a public or a private commercial enterprise that broadcasts over the airwaves.
The First Amendment issue largely has to do with content of a program, or at least in part.
True.
In part. And with public access television, how is the content in public access television different from television as we know it normally? And who controls that content?
The producer controls the content. There is no restriction on content, and there are guidelines in the Community Access Television Policy Handbook, which is available through my office, and you can secure a copy by calling my office at 223-8217 and asking for a copy of this particular document, or you can stop by the Access Center here.
In just a little bit, we have a tape promo that's going to explain just exactly how you can come on down here to the Community Communications Complex or Public Access Center, whatever term you want to call it. It's a nice facility, and hope that you can come join us to look at, see what we have, and to see if you're a motivated individual that wants to control the content of a television program and make that television program for free and have it distributed over the cable system. When speaking of the cable system, it's a rather difficult and complex job to create a distribution system for entertainment services, for potential data services, and other things of that nature. Bob Heide is a Vice President General Manager of Tampa Cable, and we prepared a little tape here that will perhaps show you some of the complexities involved. Bob, would you like to talk about that a little bit, please?
Yes, I would. First, Bob, the New Year's Eve toast was very short. Part of that franchising process gave us a 44-month construction schedule under which to complete this system. After one glass of champagne, we were off to starting construction. At that point, we had a staff of 3 people, so the first thing that needed to happen was to bring in qualified people that could start the construction process. That 44-month process is now 22 months old, or halfway into it, and this particular facility, we're very happy the last 15 months. I know a great many people have put a lot of time and effort to bring us this evening, and it's a pleasure to be here and see a lot of people involved in what this is all about, community access. But also going on besides the community access is we have construction going on all around the city, and we'd like to take a moment to share with you a brief synopsis of what has transpired over the past 22 months.
Quite a bit, actually. Could we see that tape, please?
As you all know, this is our fine city of Tampa. As the skyline changes from day to day, this was only a few short months ago, but already you'll notice the skyline has changed. Our task in front of us as we started off was to take this city and to map it out in its entirety, all existing streets, facilities, homes, and to design a system which is ready to serve all of them and all the needs of all of its residents. Scanning across our downtown skyline again.
There's a typical Tampa home. One of them.
We've faced many obstacles, backyards, front yards, looking down the bay shore, the wiring of many of the high-rise condominiums, the construction projects that are under process, coordinating those jobs as they're in their infancy. Here in particular, we've got our own building which we put together in Drew Park, actually occupied January 1 of this year.
Tremendous amount of construction going on here in town.
It's an amazing number. Looking here down the West Shore side of town, we still have that construction to face up to. The Harbor Island project, which represents better than $1 billion worth of construction in this one project alone. $333 million worth of construction were completed in the city of Tampa in 1983 alone. The catalyst to this whole area, of course, has always been the airport. It's most efficient in the world, and as being one who just traveled in from away last night, I can attest to it again, as the luggage was there as I got down in. But many people who have traveled to Tampa will always remember it for that airport. That actually started in the early 1970s and was the beginning of many fine things to come.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
Looking out onto the causeway, also the home of many fine sports teams, the Rowdies that we all know, the Bucks, the Bandits, home of the Cincinnati Reds training, and a very positive can-do attitude which is expressed in not only the sports but in the entire community. As we are back in the beginning of 44 months ago was the start of the construction process. This is actually a system which is comprised of 5 distribution hubs. It's actually 5 systems that are being constructed simultaneously. The first site being over at our main office in the Drew Park, which covers the west side of Tampa. The construction itself, and that building started again in early 83 and was completed January 1, 84. We're looking inside that building right now into what we call the head end, where all of our signals originate from. This particular facility is bringing in all the satellite programming from their sources around the country.
Tremendous amount of technology involved in bringing the signals off of the bird and putting them down the wire to your home.
Looking at the back of the microwave, this microwave ties together those five different distribution hubs. The 2 main facilities, one here at the Communications Complex and the other at our main office in Drew Park, are tied together by transmitters, as well as the 3 remote hubs which are located in Britton Plaza, East Tampa, North Tampa. One of our major considerations in constructing the system was Tampa being the lightning capital of the world. We've taken extraordinary precaution to provide backup power in both our main facilities so that the facilities will stay up and running in the event of a power failure on the outside, as well as taking those same engineering concepts and putting them into the operating system. That's tied back in also into our communications room, which houses our computers and our phone system back at our main office. So again, during any downtime of power, our system will be up and running. First part of this the construction process is the make-ready, which again, you're looking at the city of Tampa right now, broken down into about 360 squares or grids which we have to control the construction on. Each one of those grid maps has to be turned over to the local utility companies and surveyed by both the power and phone company as well as representatives of Tampa Cable to ensure that all proper clearances on those poles are maintained as we construct our plant. If there is any discrepancies, they have to be rectified before construction starts. And finally, after about a 6 to 9 month process, those maps are turned over. At this point, we've surveyed approximately 95% of the city, and the actual construction is about 40% completed and is actually tracking right on schedule. Again, we'll take a quick run around to show you the different facilities we've got in the city of Tampa. Again, our main office in Drew Park, 4400 West Buffalo, and a little bit of cable constructing on the side. We see some pulling up multiple cables over in the west side of town. Our southern hub in Britton Plaza, which will be providing service to the bulk of the Interbay area. Again, that's one of the distribution hubs, and of course a little more cable construction as we go along. Downtown, this is an aerial shot of where we're all sitting tonight, the downtown Tampa head end at the Spartan Sports Complex in the back corner. A little underground construction, not just aerial but underground. East Buffalo hub at the corner of Buffalo and 30th provides service to subscribers on the east side of Tampa. little more underground construction as we go. Keep that cable going, guys. And north side of town on the Nebraska Avenue at Fairbanks, our northern distribution hub, which provides service to those residents in the northern side of Tampa.
So all of you cable subscribers are being served out of one of these hubs, and that's where your signal actually originates, not from one central location, but one of 5.
See a little more of the obstacles we run into as we construct the system. As we all know, there are many trees in Tampa, and our lines go through. They create obstacles for us at times. Watching the splicing, putting together components which are actually tied into the line. What we're looking at is a multiple cable setup, 4 cables tied together, which brings it all up to your home. Part of the technologies that we looked at when we originally bid the franchise in 1981-82 timeframe used conventional technologies, but since that time, again, being in an age of rapid growth in the electronics industry, we have taken advantage of what we think is the finest cable television technology available. It's a system called the track system, which blends a digital technology as well as the typical RF technology, which is used in cable television. This system will allow the control of subscriber services from our side, as well as in the very near future, subscriber can potentially order services off that same keypad.
That keypad actually acts as a two-way transmission device back to our head end, so that actually is talking to our technology located in one of the 5 hubs there.
That message is sent out, is stored, and is polled by our computer, and as Dave said, comes back in, and in the event of special programming in the future, people could order those events from their home. That technology could also blend into other areas, such as bank at home, and many of the things that people have talked about over the past several years. The reason we chose this is it was indeed the best technology to provide it. It is interactive by nature, which means a subscriber can request back from us, as well as us sending information down to the subscriber. It's for that reason that we felt Tampa, this market, because of the demands and the growth in it, needs to have the finest cable system that's available. Here we're looking at one of the inside of those boxes. This is actually one of the boxes which would control 8 different subscribers as well as the computer card. That little box that's in the house actually, there's my friend John Small from our sister system in Montgomery County using a similar technology. Again, that's a subscriber card. That is in communications with a keypad that goes on top of your set. That request goes up to the subscriber card, the computer card, and then eventually back into the Trax computer where all the authorizations for subscribers are held.
So it's a real two-way communication between the subscriber's home terminal and the terminal in the head-end computer.
It's the only truly interactive system that's in operation in our country.
And older cable systems were just one-way by nature.
One way by nature, and several tried interactive, but the technologies were not efficient in that mode. The software development with the system, along with the RF technology, which is traditional to cable, we also had to develop extensive software programs along with the suppliers of the equipment that would allow us to provide these services. That, tying together with an interface with a subscriber management system, has kept the software people busy over the past several months.
It sure has.
It's all put together basically to provide all the services that are available via satellites today. With a couple of exceptions of newly launched services, which we're looking at very closely now, cable music channel, which Ted Turner launched last weekend, as well as MTV2, or Son of MTV, which is coming up in the near future. Almost all services are available to subscribers in the city of Tampa.
And we have certainly a lot of room for more services as well.
Yes, the system is being designed capable of 108 channels going in the downstream direction. Presently, we have 62 channels which are up and running with either information or entertainment. Just a sample of what's on program guide. There's actually a new enhanced program guide on channel 32 now, the bulletin board type information, channel 12 access, which we're all a part of tonight, government access, which is on channel 14. Of course, we need to get in touch with that subscriber once we get the construction going, and we have a sales department which is they're key to do direct sales as well as very targeted marketing. The first indication that cable is coming in your neighborhood would be a construction door hanger, which would be left basically saying that construction is starting in your area. We'll be in touch with you as soon as the system is available, and the first thing you would receive would be a mail piece asking you for your interest to call our sales number. After that, direct sales representatives would also be in touch with you off that same brochure. Again, it's designed because of the multitude of services that are available. It's designed to tailor together the services which are most appropriate for that particular subscriber. Services available range from a low price of $240, for which basically is our local channels with access programming tied in, a couple satellite services, up to a $9.40 package, as well as pay TV options at $8.95 each. So it's all designed to tailor together a package of programming which is suitable for all.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good entertainment value, too.
We think so.
I think so. Even if I didn't work here, I think I'd get Tampa cable. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can see on there that you just can't see on broadcast television. Let's face it, broadcast television is, by its nature, limited to one channel per station. And we have all the satellite channels out there.
Of course, the strength of any operation is all in the people who are there, and as I said about a year and a half ago, we had a staff of 3, and as of last week we have a full-time staff of 101 people, so we've grown very dramatically over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Those people are all keyed into the sales, customer service, technical support, installation, not to forget programming. We have a very dedicated group of programming people who work down here.
I just met somebody who works for us now. I didn't know. I asked her, hey, who are you? Who are you? Oh, I work here. We're growing very rapidly.
The phone system that's put in is designed to monitor all incoming phone calls. If there are calls that are missed, we can use that information to staff up more accordingly during times of peak traffic flow. We think with the city's help in outlining the problems that they knew about or had heard about in the early going, we're putting together the finest system that's around.
Now, this is my favorite part of the tape.
Oh, I knew you were partial to this, but this is our access center, and we see Vic Rice giving us training to members of the community. Again, this is something I'm sure you'll be touching base on with.
This is some of the training that you can come here and receive free using our $400,000 worth of television production equipment to produce your program here. We have a channels control facility that once programs are completed, we put them into this facility. It goes out over the air. What you're seeing right now is the control room that's controlling the program that we're doing right now. Of course, Bob is very involved with the city side of things, and here's the mayor doing a video program that they will be using over their channel. It's an exciting aspect of the business.
Of course, from there we've got the ongoing construction, the training of the community and the people involved in putting together a project of this magnitude. People that are selling the product, packaging those products together so that the consumer can best be served. People to install it and service it once it's inside the subscriber's home. People to back up and support and provide the development of the systems, whether they be the phone systems, subscriber management systems. The customer service reps who are there to provide any services needed. Reception at the front of our office.
Recently married.
Recently married. There's our friend the auditor who also keeps our books straight. He's very involved in it. But again, building up to a staff of 101 people, out of which the bulk are from the Tampa community, who have all come together to provide a service to the community of which we're all proud, is what it's all about. Smiling faces. Every day, right, Dick?
Yeah, every day.
They all look like they're hard-working.
Yeah.
Except for Bill Mudd in the construction department.
Well, he has his own smile, the Bill Mudd smile. And there's a lot of different aspects of what Tampa Cable is. All these folks are working in. It's interesting to watch everyone's job meld into a team approach. Getting a cable service for entertainment, local programming, for all the things that we can offer into your home. I've been pleased to be part of that staff to see it all come together.
One of the first productions we put together, this was 3 months ago, and we had our open house with the Chamber of Commerce at the City of Tampa. And that evening was had a great influx from the community, and the mayor of Tampa had a few words to say about it.
Welcome all those from the Coffee Club and all those who may be viewing to what we think to be a great event. We consider Tampa Cable to be in the same category of service as our own airport and stadium and the Performing Arts Center that's under construction. I compare it to that because it's quality. And this community has been seeking only those kinds of improvements that are here to last and for all of us to enjoy. So to Tampa Cable, Bob Heidi, the general manager, and all personnel, we say welcome to the community. We're all looking forward to having your service in our homes and hope that your successful start here today means that you'll have a very successful franchise with the City of Tampa. Thank you very much.
And we're also looking forward to providing that service into everyone's home in the City of Tampa as we complete this construction project, which we are now halfway through.
Really true. And I think that, you know, we should take a moment here and really say congratulations to the City of Tampa for being so careful in the selection process that happened quite a while ago, and also for the mayor for providing some leadership in that direction. It's an interesting area of communications, and certainly happy to be there. Thank you too, Bob, for your comments there. Where are we now for building the cable system? I mean, we've got some folks online, and you're all out there in the audience.
As it stands today, we have about 5,500 customers hooked up. We are presently hooking subscribers up at a rate of 60 to 75 a day. We look forward to accelerating that pace. The construction is on schedule. The activation is playing catch-up from our first year, as we did experience a couple of technical difficulties with the new technology. But overall, we're looking toward a very active 84 and an extremely active 85, where it gets us right on track. And we'd estimate that construction will be done ahead of schedule in the 1986 timeframe.
So we're looking at everyone in Tampa being able to receive cable service by when?
August 30, 1986 is the key date.
30. And I don't have it yet, but boy, would I can't wait myself. And one more thing is, how do people know how to get cable? Or not only that, but how to, once they're hooked up, how do they know to get in touch with us? I mean, and what can they expect when they call in?
The first contact which we would have would again be the construction door hanger, which you'll find, which is notifying that construction process is starting in your neighborhood. In most cases, construction would be completed in a 90 to 150 day window. In some instances, the construction, because of the design of the system, may not be for that entire area. So if you don't hear anything within a 90 to 150 day window, or 3 to 5 months, call our sales number at 875-7177, and they can give further information. From there, a direct mail piece would be sent out, which you'll recognize when it comes as Tampa's Hot Ticket, which is basically outlining the services, and we'll give you a phone number as well as a mail-in card to order service. And from there, a direct sales force will also come out, knock on the door, and to sit down in the comfort of your home and describe what those services are available and how to package it together, which are best for your needs.
And for those of you that are watching here, it might be well to note that the way our design works is sometimes on one side of the street you can receive cable, but your neighbors on the other side of the street, because that's where our design ends, they can't receive cable yet. It would be coming shortly to them, no doubt, but the design it spreads out kind of slowly. In some areas, very rapidly in others. And
that's true, but you know, we need to get at the point where we don't have that to worry about, and that's coming along very well.
Well, we're looking to have the approximately, or exactly, at least 2/3 of the city completed by the end of August.
next August.
That's correct. This coming August of '84.
How many are we hooking up a day right now?
60 to 75.
60, 70.
Yeah,
That's
we just had to adjust a little bit with the daylight saving time. We didn't want to have people installing at 7:30 at night in the pitch black, but
Yeah.
we look to accelerate that in the very near future also.
Well, thank you very much. I think that was fairly informative to our audience out there. You know, one of the things we've kind of been talking around tonight, but we haven't really gotten into in depth, is the capability of making programs here using our facilities. And we've had a number of people come in and learn how to work the equipment that we have here and make programs. Let's take a look at a tape that highlights some of the programs that these folks have come in on their own, controlling their own content, and made. It's their program. So let's see that tape. Let's see what we have coming up in the month of November. Well, that's some of the programs that have been done here at the Access Center, the Community Communication Complex. A very important thing to remember about how those programs came about is not through seasoned professionals that work for a network, but through people like you and people like me that have just come to our facility here, learned how to work the equipment, and taken the initiative to go out and produce a program of their own design. They structure the program. For instance, if you wanted to come here and produce a program, you could do so. You could become a participant in the television process rather than just a recipient. And that's an interesting way of turning the communications around. You do have a chance to, as Les Brown said, talk back to your set. We have had a number of questions that have come up. We've been going out to the community and saying, come here to our facility. Let us help you make some television programs. Well, a question that we often have asked to us is, how do I get there? Some of our community producers have put a tape together that talks just exactly about that question. How do you get here?
Okay, it's rolling. Stop it.
And that's how you get here to the Tampa Cable Access Center. We hope you come and join us at some point. You know, you could do that later on this evening, actually. We'll be here for the duration of the evening till about 10 or 10:30 or so. You could see, actually, the television studio that you have an opportunity to come here and produce. Obviously, we have had some community producers that have come here to the Access Center to produce programs. With us tonight is one of those community producers, Mitch Jacobson, is here to my left. Mitch, welcome here to the Access Center. We said that before. You've been here a lot. Why do you come here? And tell us in your own words what this place is.
Well, this place is a dream come true, really, for independent and amateur video makers or people that are just creative and have good ideas. This place is just a dream. You come down here and make your own TV show. And people will teach you how to make them if you don't know already.
But you don't get paid to do that. Why do you come down here
That's true.
and produce? You spend a lot of time down here.
An awful lot.
Why do you come down here and produce something if you're not getting paid for it?
Well, I feel that everybody's got to pay some dues in whatever they want to do. It's worth it to me to put the time into learning and actually having the hands-on experience working with the television equipment. Even though I don't get paid for it, I'll get paid for it in the long run just by having the knowledge and the experience that I get from the Access Center here.
Have you learned a lot down here?
Tremendous amount. I can't even begin to tell you how much I've learned here. I've learned everything that I could milk out of the people that teach here. There's lighting, there's cameras, there's the control room, there's audio, everything. Electronics, I've even managed to learn something about the head end and how the whole cable system works.
We certainly have just now begun our access programming live over the system, so we have now reached another milestone to where actually the product and the programs that the community producers produce can actually go out over into the air, into your home. And that is an important part of what you do, yes?
Yes, it's always good for the work to be seen. I've finished this first program, and I've also finished another program, and I've been waiting for the time to come where we can actually show it to the public. I'm pretty excited about it.
We have we're talking about your program. What's your program called?
The program is called Street Beat. It's television that features local music and dance entertainment from around the community, Tampa Bay area. It gives them an opportunity to be seen in using the television medium.
And do we have a tape promo for that? Why don't we don't have a tape
I don't
promo.
think we have one of those.
We are going to show
the
that.
show,
That's the first access program that we're going to show. Before we do that, however, I'd like to thank Bob Seepy from the city of Tampa, the cable administrator, for joining us here tonight in the first live access program. Also, the Vice President General Manager of Tampa Cable, Bob Heide. Thank you, too, for the informative look at the complexities of building this whole thing.
Pleasure to be here, Dave. Really is. It's
And
exciting.
I'm sure we can say it together. Congratulations on getting it out on air
Well,
tonight. Thank you.
it's congratulations on a lot of levels. The community is an important thing. Mitch, thank you, too, for joining us.
Thank you, Dave. It's always an honor.
And let's all applaud ourselves as a community for having the foresight to establish the opportunity for new communications frontier. And let's look at the first access program, Street Beat, by Mitch Jacobson.
Dave.